What's up, party people? And we are back with a brand new edition, of course. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. I already know that sounds good to you, so click that follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're watching from. Also, if you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want one-on-one coaching with me to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, because it is a superpower of mine, all links are in my bio. I offer text coaching, all the coaching. I have guided meditation, sleep hypnosis, all the things. So it's like a buffet in there. I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in a matter of 4 weeks. I'm here to help you do the same. And not to toot my own horn, but I'm fucking good at it. We're going to talk about a couple things today, because I was scrolling on the tube of you, and I was watching the tube of you. And I don't know what I find more depressing, the video or the comments. Like, the comments are so depressing to me because I just want to shake everybody and wake their ass up. What up, Lisa with the butterfly? You know, because everyone is just so defeated. They're so defeated. Hey, Jacques. Hey, Nadine. And it's sad, to be quite honest. It's really, really sad to see so many people feeling so defeated when it comes to manifestation or manifesting their SP. Good. You should cancel your therapist, Nina. Therapists don't do you any good. Okay. But it's just like everyone is so defeated, and it's because it's like you're coming from this place of lack, right? So if you've been a girl, I saw it flashy, and I'm not going to tell you what to fucking say. I want flashy. I want wifey to come out. I want you to respond from your heart. That's my advice to you, bitch. Okay? So, okay, Jess, I will go ahead and message you back today. So you have to understand, it's like you're coming from such a place of lack where it's like, I don't have this, and I feel so defeated because I try, and it's not working. That's what you think. Because you're, hey, Brandy sister. Oh, I saw your text. I'm going to read about your good movement. Hey, son. Yesenia. You just make my heart flutter, bitch. Hey, AJ. Of course you are, Yesenia. We're good, bitch. We're good. Okay. Just in case you're not understanding what Yesenia is talking about, is first of all, Yesenia's hot as fuck. We'll just go there. Like, so there's that part. But obviously, her boyfriend contacted her and said he was going to come and see her next time he was in town for a music gig. And I said, the fuck he is? I was like, who the hell's waiting for that shit? I was like, no, we're not waiting for that. You're going to see him way before that. In fact, and I even made a comment to her on our call, okay, where I said, in fact, he's going to take you out. I said, he's going to fly you to him. Well, he wasn't supposed to come into town until what? Like, it was like a month from now. It was a while from now. And I was like, who the fuck is waiting for that shit? I was like, he can't stand to be away from you, girlfriend. He cannot stand to be away from you. Have you seen yourself? I was like, you're a bad bitch. And so that's why she said, guess who's flying to Denver tomorrow to meet up with SP? Of course she is. Of course she is. That's right. Let that inspire you guys to stop listening to what the fuck they say. I did say that. I said it would happen in a week. And here we are. Go get your man. And when you're there in Denver, girl, remind him why he needs to take you on the road more often, bitch. I'm responding to you today. I promise. Welcome to my promise. Hey, Dave. Okay, so that's how quickly this works. When you trust the process, okay? When you trust the process. Literally. She went with it. I will tell you, I am a, oh man, Shanzi, you have the best names for me, man. Okay. So I called it within a week and boom, here she goes off to go see her man. So that's how this works. You have to not listen to what the fuck they say. Okay. You guys need to stop listening to what they say and start embodying the person that has what you want. Thanks, Shan's girlfriend. Okay, you need to understand that. It's about embodying and being the person that you want that has what you want. Okay, you should all take one hard ass look in the mirror because I see you. Trust me, most of you are on video when we have our call. I am not because I'm walking. I took a picture of the fucking hill. That I go, oh, I saw that, Brittany girlfriend. I took a picture today of the hill that I, get winded walking up. I'm going to post on my stories today. It's not big. Good, best creator. Was it you that I chose not to respond to until you got a grip? Oh, Esprit? Well, let me send that to you, girlfriend. So you have to understand, it's so much about you getting excited, okay? Getting excited about things. If you haven't gotten contact from your SP, I want you yeah, probably best creator. Okay, I'll respond to you now that you're back on track. Okay. But you have to understand that if you haven't gotten contact from your SP, I want you right now to tell yourself, we're going to do this every day before the photo method. Again, is we're going to constantly improve the fucking photo method for you guys because I need all of you to get contact like today because this shit is stupid. Okay. But the only reason is because you're coming from a place of hoping and wanting them to contact you instead of getting excited that they contacted you. Get fucking excited. Okay. I want you to look. I want you just to tell yourself he literally just contacted me. Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited. And get excited as if that text literally that you've been waiting for came through. That it just came through. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get excited about that shit. I'm going to get excited about it. Okay. Like there's certain things that people will tell you in your life. Okay. But you don't have to accept the shit. You do not have to accept it. Okay, you can literally sit there and be like, no, I don't think so. I don't care what the fuck they say. They could literally be like, you know what? It's just, I'm not in love with you. Not in love with who? I know you're not, I know you're in love with me. That's all I need to know is you're absolutely in love with me, bitch. Okay. And or he could say something like, like let's say your husband or your boyfriend moved out. Okay, moved out. You can choose to accept it and get all in your fucking feelings about it, and miss them and be all fucking in depressed mode. Thanks, I'm Kitty, girlfriend. It would be all fucking in depressed mode about the shit and sad and question if they're going to come home. Or you could sit there in your mind and get some conviction and say this out loud. Say this with a little fucking backbone. Some of you need to say your shit with a little bit of backbone. Okay, with a little bit of authority, with a little bit of conviction. Because that's what it's about, conviction. Okay, in saying, good morning, Angela, girlfriend. What up, Danielle? In saying something like in your mind, or you could say it out loud. I like to say things out loud because I have because you can say it with a little bit more of a backbone. Okay, where you sit there and be like, no, I absolutely know. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind. This man will be home. This man's coming home. There's not a doubt in my mind. I absolutely know he's coming home. Period. I don't give a fuck what they say. Go ahead. You spend some time and you sort it out. You spend some time in your mind palace and you sort it out and you do some little self-reflection, honey, because I'll take control from here. Right? Let them self-reflect. Good. You understand you can leverage self-reflection, right? Like when a boyfriend sits there, if your boyfriend's like, I just need to take a step back and I just need to think about things. Great. Well, let me tell you what you're thinking about. All you can think about is being with me. Every second of the day, you miss me even more and more and more, and you're completely miserable without me. You have to be near me all the time. You can't stand to not talk to me because you're completely miserable if we don't talk. Okay? Every second you're self-reflecting. You're self-reflecting about how amazing we are and how perfect you think I am and how great you think we're together. Go ahead, self-reflect, honey. Take all the time you need. Because you're going to change, you're going to control what he's self-reflecting on. Okay? Instead, you guys, they'll take a step back and say, I need to think about things. And in your mind, you're like, oh God, they're going to break up with me. They don't want to be with me. Oh my God, he's got to think about things. Like he's thinking about how much he doesn't want to be with me and how broken our relationship is and how he's just done. I think he's just done because he needs to think about things. Leverage them thinking about things to work for you. So cool, they want to think, cool, let me control your thoughts about what you're thinking about the entire time you want to self-reflect and take a step back on our relationship. Let me tell you what you're thinking the entire time. Instead of questioning what their decision's going to fucking be and if they want to be with you and if they're going to talk to you and do all that shit. No. I don't think so. I don't think so. At all. So you guys need to get excited about the things that you're expecting, the things that you want from your SP. Get excited about it as if it's happened already. As if that text right now has came through. You have been working hard. You have been disciplining your mind. You have been talking to them and everything. And now it's time for you to get excited, to be like, yes, they literally just texted me. Like, how would you feel right now? How would you feel right now if you were to open up your phone and see their face or their text on your phone, their name pop up? How would you feel right now? Well, that's not how you fucking feel. That's not how you feel. Like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm so excited. I just got a text. He literally just texted me. That's the mentality you guys need to have. That's the attitude you need to have. Instead of coming from a place of desperation and hoping and being like, checking your phone, like, did he text me yet? Did he text me yet? Because here's the thing. The only reason why they're not texting you is because you're focusing on the fact that they're not. You want them to, sure. We want a lot of things. But you're expecting them not to. You're focusing on the fact that you're in no contact, that they have not texted you, that you have not heard from them. And you're literally, it's like you guys got a fucking calendar out and you're just like checking off the days. No contact today. No. Oh, here we are tomorrow. No contact today. And then you're just counting. And you're like, it's been 21 days since we've talked last. That's why he's not texting you. Because you're focused on the last time you spoke to this person was when you broke up. I haven't talked to him since the breakup. We've been in no contact. So fucking what? So what? So that ends today. It ends the second you decide you want to get excited about a text that just came through, that he couldn't wait to talk to you. Like he could not wait. That freaking phone call that I've been waiting on so fucking bad. Yeah, that just happened. I want you now to act like everything that you're asking that you want has just happened. Like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can choose to accept what they do. You can choose to accept what they say, or you can decide to get a fucking grip, take control, and get it together. I'm telling you, there's a person I follow on TikTok, on YouTube. Let me see if she posted a video. I want you guys to go. I'm going to go and get her subscribers. It's fucking stupid. Just kidding. Soul Whispers Tarot. Soul Whispers Tarot is her YouTube. I only want you to watch the shorts. I only want you to watch her shorts. They'll inspire you. Okay, since you guys love a good tarot card reading. Well, listen to her tarot cards reading. Listen to her tarot card reading because she'll pull tarot cards in her shorts. Only watch her shorts, okay? But she'll pull the tarot cards. She'll be like, he's missing. I was just watching one right now. I was like, they're like, he's missing you right now. Oh yeah, he's really missing you right now. Like he is really, he's secluding himself. Exactly. Every reading is positive. That's exactly why you should watch her. Because everything's positive. She tells you everything you want to fucking hear. She does. She does. I was watching it and I was like, damn, that got me excited. It got me excited. She's like, a man cave. That means he's, she just posted this one today. She's like, he's a man cave. That means that they're taking time and they're reflecting on your relationship right now and really, really processing their feelings. They have extreme regret for the things that they said. Yeah. It's all positive shit. Go follow her. Go watch her shit to inspire you. Oh, you stopped trusting her? Why, Jacques? Because, why? Because she told you all the things you wanted to hear? I find her shorts highly entertaining because they motivate you, because you're like, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah. And guess what? Her short tarot card readings are free. So there you go. You're going to get all the positive tarot card readings you want for free. So I like her. I think I like her. I like the fact that she tells me that. Okay. It's on YouTube, son. It's like literally, yeah, she's called Soul, like Soul. Whispers, like whisper. Tarot, like tarot. But that's what I would do. I would listen to her. I would be listening to anybody who is only going to give me the feel good shit. That's right, Jacques. So if it got so repetitive, you're like, yeah, that's right, because that's a fact. That's a fact. She keeps saying the same shit. I keep getting the same reading, right? Because she's doing your reading. I keep getting the same reading. Like, this is a fact. This is a fact. This is happening. This is really happening. Get fucking excited. Get excited about it. Get excited about you getting a text from your SP. Get excited about as if it's already happened. That's why it hasn't happened. All you're doing is focusing on lack. Focusing on time. Time. Well, that time ends fucking today. It ends today. It ends right now. You've been waiting long enough, so we're not waiting anymore. Instead, no. That text just came through, and I'm fucking thrilled. Get in the feel-good vibe as if that text just came through. And then watch how quickly that actually becomes true for you. Okay? Now, before you go, get your panties in a fucking wad. I am not saying that you have to feel things to be real for you to manifest. That's not what I'm saying. Feelings don't have anything to do with manifestation, unless you choose to assume they do, okay? But I certainly do not create that assumption unless you're in a fucking feel-good vibe all the time, okay? Which, that's not realistic. So you don't want to create the assumption that feelings have anything to do with manifesting. However, do feelings put you in the state of having something? Yes. If you opened up your bank account right now and saw $1 million staring back at you, would you be like depressed about it? Would you be sad? Fuck no. You'd be like, oh, hell yeah. Like, right? You'd get excited about it. You'd be like thrilled that you got a gang of cash in the bank account. So all that's doing is shifting. It's not the feeling that's manifesting, but the feeling will help put you in the state of somebody who has that. Because like I said, you don't have bad feelings if you have your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not sad and depressed if you're talking to your SP, are you? I don't think so. Okay? You're not sad and depressed because you're freaking rich, are you? I don't think so. Went to court this morning and they extended till late June. Of course they did, Patriot. Of course they did. Why? Because the shit's going away before June. It's going away before June. Okay, but that's where you have to get excited. If you believe, if you have conviction that your husband is coming home. What up, Lindsay? They get fucking excited. Like, hell yeah. Yeah, so, hell yeah, he's coming home. He's coming home right now so we can be together. He's literally moving back in right now. As if that was true for you. Okay, as if that was true for you. Tell yourself that shit and channel the feelings of that's absolutely fucking true for me. And you're not making the shit up. You're just literally asking yourself, okay, if a text came through right now and that was my SP, how would I feel? Oh, I'd feel fucking thrilled. Great. Well, that's how you feel now. Thrilled because he just texted you. In fact, a lot of your SPs are texting you today. Period. Because you're going to get excited about it. You're going to get excited about the next step in your relationship. Regardless of what the fuck they said. Oh, you need time to think about it? Take all the time you need. In your mind, I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. Not at all. Let me help you self-reflect. And I'll tell you what you're self-reflecting on and what you're thinking about all fucking day long. That's what I'm going to tell you in my mind. And therefore, it pushes out because thought transmission is real. Okay, it's real. This is not a hypothetical thing. This is real. And so it's like, no, this is, if thought transmission is real and if I can control his thoughts, then I want him to do nothing but self-reflect about all of our good memories and how much he can't do life without me. He can't do life without me. He can't even imagine a future without me in it. Okay, that's how I want you to put yourself in that state. Put yourself in that state of the person who has it, who fucking has it, instead of the sad, depressed state. Because only sad and depressed people don't have what they want, which is why they're sad. Missing someone has nothing to do with it. Okay, but you're sad because you haven't talked to them. You're sad because they don't want to be in a relationship with you. You're sad because of all these things. But if you flip that and got excited as if it's already true for you, like you know the opposite of what they said, then that also will become true for you. Everything is true for you. Your subconscious mind doesn't have eyes, so it has no idea. So every fucking ping that you get on your phone has no idea who's messaging you. Okay? So every time you get a ping on your phone, be like, SP just texted me again. He literally just texted me again. Your subconscious mind doesn't know that that's not true. Get excited. Every ping that comes across your fucking phone is your SP texting you. Tell yourself that. Your subconscious mind doesn't know. And that will become true for you. And the more you get excited about it, the more you put yourself in the state of having, not wanting. Wanting is lack. Aspa, how do I feel about affirmations? I stand by affirmations. You have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. However, here's the thing. Most people get affirmations confused. They think affirmations are positive affirmations. That's not true. That's not true. Every thought that you have is an affirmation. It's an affirmation. So every negative thought you have is an affirmation. You're affirming something. You're confirming something. So you have positives and you have negatives. And you process 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So how many negative thoughts are you processing every fucking day? How many negative affirmations are you affirming every day? And then, I don't do math well, but let's say for 7 days, hold on, I'm trying to do the math real quick. 320. We'll just say, but you process about 700,000 thoughts a week. Well, how many of those are negative? And how many of those thoughts are the same negative affirmation? Over and over and over again. And then you wonder why you're not seeing movement in your 3D because you're affirming 700,000 times a week, but a lot of negative shit. And it's a lot of the same negative shit over and over and over and over and over again. So while you're working on, affirming 5 minutes at it 5 times a day positively on autopilot, you're thinking against that shit how often throughout the day? And that compounds over time. Because remember, those are already assumptions you have. So all you're doing is reaffirming that same assumption over and over again of what you don't want. And then being upset that in 48 hours, ain't shit changed. That's why. That's why, because you've done nothing but think against what you're affirming for all the time. Over and over and over again. Negative, 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 negative. He hasn't talked to me. He's not talking to me. He's not talking to me. I'm blocked. 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 Because remember, you don't do anything without first having a thought about it. Okay? So I told you, if you're going to check to see if you're blocked, if you're going to check to see if they've posted on social media, then you better affirm your ass right through checking. And you better lie to your fucking self and be like, instead of being like, I'm going to see if I'm still blocked. Let me see if I'm still blocked in your mind. Instead, you should be like, let me check. Let me go on Jessica's profile. Even though your whole ass going on Rob, the boyfriend's profile. Nope. Let me go on Jessica's profile. Oh, Jessica's living her best life. I'm so happy for her. Even though you're not on her profile, even though you're not on Homegirl's profile at all. Okay? Because you need to control the thoughts. 700,000 thoughts. I just made the number up. Don't get technical. 700,000 thoughts a week. Take an assessment of your thoughts. And then ask yourself why your 3D isn't changing when 300 and we'll just say half of those are work thoughts, okay? So assuming you have a full-time ass job. So half of them are work thoughts. Okay, great. That's still 350,000. Say I did that math real quick. That's 350,000 thoughts a week that you're processing that are not work related, that are free roaming thoughts. How many of those are negative? So while you're affirming, you have 100,000 thoughts out of the 350 that are positive, and you have 250,000 thoughts a week that go against what you want. You tell me which one's going to win. That's like not a hypothetical. This is reality, okay? This is logical thinking. Is if your negative thoughts are outweighing your positive thoughts, then the math ain't mathin', sis. That means the negative shit is going to win every fucking time because the negative one is outperforming the positive one. Every time. Every time. Last time I checked, when you watch a basketball game, the team with the least amount of points is what? The loser. And that's never going to change. So the person with the most negative thoughts, and if you have more negative thoughts than positive, well, which one's going to win? The negative, obviously. Because that's what you're thinking about most of the day. And then maybe 20 times a week, you're thinking about the positive shit. Come on now. Come on now. But then you're bitching. The math ain't mathin'. So if you want something different, then you need to start doing shit very fucking different. And remind yourself of that. Okay? So you're going to get excited about what you want as if it's already here, as if it's already happened to you. You're going to channel that state so that you get more of that shit and it actually shows up. Okay? Trick your mind. Okay? And then I want you to check your thoughts throughout the day. Understand that they're all affirmations. They're all affirmations. And you're going against what the fuck you want 90% of the time. And then whining. I'm a little grouchy today because I decided this morning that I was going to make French onion soup. I know I was supposed to make that yesterday. I made it today. And I decided to make it 30 minutes before this. There we go. So I'll be turning off the stove when we do the photo method. Okay. Oni, is it possible to manifest someone from the dead? I won't say no. Somebody did it. Okay. It depends. It depends. Somebody asked me this before. So it depends. If you think that you're going to, if the person's like in the ground, I don't know. No, it's not like the zombie apocalypse where a fucking hand is going to come through the ground, and they're going to come back to life. That's not how that works. On top of that, you're not going to jump into a reality where your loved one is still alive. Okay? At least as far as I'm concerned. However, there is a story about a woman who her baby died. And it was in the autopsy room. So it wasn't in the ground. Okay? It was like, I think it was in the autopsy room. Something like that. And she revised it. Like, no, she's not dead. And she revised it, and the baby started breathing again and came back to life. So it's a yes and no answer. Can you do it? Yes. Assuming the person is not in the whole ass ground. Okay. So yeah, you can, because somebody did it. I mean, I'm not going to go against a fact. So, somebody did it, right? But you have to discipline yourself. Like everything else, you'd have to discipline yourself. Look it up. If I can find I know who you are, Oni. If I can find the story about it, I'll look that up as soon as this is over, and then I'll send it to you. I'll DM you with it, okay? So you can read it. You can read her story about bringing her baby back to life. Okay, people have done this with dogs, different things like that, but again, they're not in the ground, okay? Flashy. Is your dad's worker drunk? I like that, Lisa. That's a good idea. Okay. That's what you guys should do, right? There was something, somebody had mentioned that before where they said that they created a private WhatsApp chat, just them. And they put their SP's photo in it. And, like as if it's their phone number. Okay. Get it? Instead of your picture, it's theirs. And she would text that number every time she felt like talking to him. Okay. So therefore, instead of you guys forcing the 3D and texting, she would just text that number. Because sometimes we want to talk to them, right? We want to get things off our chest, things like that. That's what she would do. So you can totally do that. Anything to help step you into that assumption even faster. But for the love of fucking Christ, stop bitching. Stop bitching every fucking second you get. And then stop looking at the negative in fucking I had a call this morning and I was like, what? I'm sorry. And she was like, her daughter told her something that you guys would have loved to hear. But then somehow she was like, well, she's playing with my mind. And I was like, well, yeah, but like, I guess, but like, it would be a good playing of your mind, not a bad one. Right? Like, and she's like, I said, so why don't you believe her? Well, she's lied to me in the past. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. She tells me what I want to hear. Oh yeah, bring it on, bitch. Bring it on, honey. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. That's right, Lindsay. I think it's people focus on the blocked shit way too often. Yeah, if you're checking, then you don't know. Then you don't know. You're not expecting if you're checking. Is it at all possible to have a time limit on when you're manifesting? Yes, Phoenix. Yes, you can put a time on it. You can put a time on it for sure. For sure. I did. I call on the last step of my manifestation. I put a time on it. I called the date, and I was off by 5 minutes. And would I have seen it coming? No. Or would I have seen it like I would have never guessed the how. Okay, which that's not your problem. If you're guessing the how, that's you're doing the most. Don't do it. Don't do that. Okay. But leading up to the day, you can't question it. I literally went to bed. Well, technically, I passed out on the couch. But I wasn't stressing about it. It was the day that I called. I passed out on the couch, woke up at 12:05 the next morning to my full manifestation, to my boyfriend standing over me. Okay. And so, but you can't question it all the way up until the date. You cannot question it. You have to persist. You cannot focus on the date. Okay. You have to persist regardless. I don't give a shit if it's the night before. I don't give a crap if it's the day of. You must persist, because really, like, let's be logically speaking here. If you said, I'm going to get my manifestation, like, we're getting back together by Friday. Okay. Like on Friday, are you really going to give two shits less if you get back together on Sunday? No, you're not. So even if, like, let's say you call the day on Friday, you have to persist even beyond that. You have to persist all the way up until that date. You cannot waver. You cannot waver. You don't need to check the 3D. You don't need to do any of that. You have to persist. Okay. And that's where people fault, is that they waver. And then when you get your manifestation, you must continue to persist. You must continue to persist. You cannot get back in a relationship with your SP and be like, job fucking done. No, the fuck it ain't. No, it ain't. Because it's so easy for them to leave again because you're not persisting in one, perfect version of your SP, but two, it's still fresh. So you're still somewhat questioning. And some of you may question for a while after that. There's no right or wrong. So it's like they come back today. I don't care if you're still persisting that he absolutely is in love with you and you have the best relationship and he'll do anything to be with you. I don't care if that's the same affirmation you were affirming up until you guys got back together. And I don't care if that's the same affirmation you have to affirm for the next 6 fucking months. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But you have to persist in that, which is why I told you guys that I realized, and if I ever realize a flaw in the system, if you will, I will always tell you. Okay? I won't just keep it to my fucking self. That's fucking stupid. So I'll always tell you, which is why I told you I realized through my own experiences that one negative thought, you cannot just affirm over that thought. Like you have a negative thought, you can't affirm over it. You have to flip that specific thought. And if you really want to play it safe, I'd repeat the opposite 3 to 5 times after you had the one negative thought. Because even though you're affirming, that thought is still manifesting. So unless you say the opposite of it, okay? And so I would recommend that you say the opposite, negative thought, 3 to 5 times, flip that thought 3 to 5 times. I don't mean say the negative shit 3 to 5 more times. No. The positive one, 3 to 5 times after you said the negative one. But you must persist beyond you getting in a relationship until you don't question his feelings for you anymore, until you don't question if he's going to leave again, until you don't question your relationship, then you can move on and move to the next step, like marriage. But if you still find yourself, like let's say there was gutter trash, right? You have history with somebody. So if you still find yourself wondering when he says he's going to go out with the homies, and you find yourself wondering if that's really who he's going out with, or when he's going to come home, or getting annoyed by that, you cannot drop the affirmations. You can't. You have to keep them until he says, I'm going out tonight. And you're like, all right, honey, have a good night. See you when you get home. And you're not sitting there wondering what the fuck he's doing for the 5 hours he's gone. Okay, you're going on with your day and everything, and you know he's coming home, and you know he's behaving, and you don't question your relationship. When that's the truth for you, then you can move on. But until then, trust me, you cannot. You cannot. That's the mistake I made, is that this was done. So I was like, oh, I can move to the next step. Solid. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Because it will slide back. And who the fuck is trying to do all this just to start all over? How would you manifest a fictional character traits and looks being your SP in reality? Well, first of all, Kit Kat lover. I am as well. And so is my boyfriend, a Kit Kat lover. Him more than me. I'm more of a Butterfinger lover. Or Take 5. Anyway, how would you manifest fictional character traits and looks being your SP in reality? You need to get clear on what those fictional character traits are. You need to get clear on what those traits about your SP are. What would that look like? It doesn't have to be your SP. It could be like literally you can recreate your SP to be nothing, the complete opposite of everything he's ever been. Right? But you need to say, okay, well, who is somebody that I want him to be? What does this look like to me? Who is he as a person? How does he treat me? How does he make me feel? And I'm going to go in whole story mode and write it down, just like people write down characters in fucking movies. How on earth do they know who they're auditioning? They need to know who the character is, right? So you're going to write that all down. Looks and everything. Doesn't even matter. Looks and everything. Because if you don't have an SP and you're trying to create one, they will match all of that. And you'll know because it'll literally, like, you'll look at the description like, holy shit, he's everything I described. Even down to the fucking color of his skin, the color of his hair, his eye color, all of that shit. Belle from Beauty and the Beast should have done that. Anyone else find that when the Beast turned into the man, I thought he looked like the biggest pussy in the planet. I was like, he looks like, I was like, I would have been like, oh. At least the movie edition one, right? The real life action one. I would have been like, oh, I'm kind of disappointed. And what's up with the gay ass ponytail you got rocking back there? Okay, Lindsay Newman. You're right, Aspa. You guys don't need the 3D. Whatever you can do to not get triggered, all the best. All the best. For what? Why would you want to, why would you want to go on somebody's profile where you know, I'm going to fucking trigger. I'll get triggered. Honestly, 99% of the time, it's what the fuck or no or what, soul? What? Oni, I hope you heard my response. Yeah, Haley, these are statistics. How the fuck they know? Like, in all honesty, though, how they know that you process 70,000 thoughts a day? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm like, who counted that shit? Who literally counted that shit? But if you think about even just like everything that you do throughout your day, you don't do anything without first having a thought about it. So how many things do you do per day? Right? Like, if I'm going to drink a cup, I have to be like, I'm thirsty, or I want to drink my coffee. Oh, I have to go to the bathroom, right? Oh, I need to brush my hair. Oh, there's something in my eye. See what I'm saying? Like, literally, you'll verbalize or whatever, all these things, because you can't first do anything without having a thought about it. So if you were just to take the things that you fucking did throughout your day, how many times do you have a thought? You know, I'm thinking a lot about my French onion soup right now with no cheese. I have no cheese, but that's totally fine. I'm going to figure it out. I don't feel like going grocery shopping, and Amazon Fresh stressed me out. So I think I'm just going to order from Ralph's, aka Kroger, and be like, Father, can you swing through and pick that shit up? Thanks. But what if you're constantly seeing the opposite in the 3D, like all the time? Of course, the inner shift, you're going to see the opposite in your 3D like all the time until your name is ironic, to be quite frank, until you make the inner shift. That's why it's ironic. Okay. You need to make the inner shift because you're constantly going to see the opposite in the 3D. One, because you're not consistent in what it is that you're focused on. You're not consistent in your thoughts, which is why this isn't changing. Two, because you're looking for confirmation in the 3D that it's working, but you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. So your job is not to question anything. It's not to question anything. It's to persist because you don't have one, you're not Maleficent, and have a fucking magic mirror on your wall that can show you what's going on in Honey Boo Boo's house or in his car or at work or any of that shit. So you don't know what's going on. So your job is not to question anything. Your job is to sit there and stay the course. Okay. Because there's a delay in your 3D. So if you're checking for confirmation, that tells me everything. Anytime any of you are checking for confirmation, that is because it's not here yet. Because who the fuck needs to check? I don't need to check my nails to see if they're still on. I know they are. Okay? Like, you don't need to check to see if your car's still outside where you put it, do you? No, because it's where you put it. It's there. You know, you don't need to go and check anything that you know is there. So it's like if you're checking the 3D and you're looking for the 3D to confirm, the 3D is constantly confirming. So if the 3D is showing you the opposite all the time, that is nothing but feedback. Everything is feedback for you. So if you're looking at the 3D and it's always just showing you the opposite, then it's like, okay, well, obviously it's not changing because I'm not consistent. I'm not consistent. So clearly it's not changing. It's only reflecting what I'm thinking about all the fucking time. So, you know, this is with business success, anything, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. If you're not consistent, then what happens? And your entire life is off of patterns. Every area of your life is based off of patterns. So if you're not consistent in your thoughts, you're also not consistent in taking action on certain things. You're not consistent in your life, in a lot of different areas of your life, because you're not consistent in your thoughts. So therefore it's confirming. So if it's confirming the opposite, you need to take that as feedback and say, okay, clearly I'm doing some shit wrong. Clearly I'm wavering, or I'm not consistent in my thoughts. I feel good 1 minute and the next 5 hours I feel like shit. I affirm for 5 minutes of my day, and the rest of the day, I do nothing but bitch, whine, moan, groan, and complain about my 3D or about my SP. But, like I said before, is we don't, just in hindsight, because we've been on a roll here with TikTok lately, is what do we say to the 3D? That's all you say. Fuck it. Period. That's all. I don't care what my 3D shows, because in here is my power. It's my power. I'm going to control my thoughts about what it is that I want. Only. You know, when you have a vision for your home, you don't sit there and go to Home Depot, do you? Unless you're my boyfriend. But you don't go to Home Depot, do you? And get plies of wood and nails and shit and build your own home, do you? No, you don't. You hire a contractor, give them the vision, and they create. That's all your job is, to be the visionary. To be the visionary. And let your subconscious mind do its job. You understand you have the easiest job. You're the boss. And your subconscious mind is nothing but a bunch of workers. Okay? That's all it is you're the CEO of your own reality. You're the CEO of your mind. And so all you have to do is give the instruction. Your subconscious mind gets to work. Okay? It's the worker. So what the fuck do you look like? You have the easiest job. The easiest job ever. Ever. And sometimes I verbalize things, but you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, I've said certain things before where I'll tell my boyfriend, I'll be like, there's not a doubt in my mind about this. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, yep, that's right. And I don't need to elaborate, but that's conviction, is knowing the opposite. I don't care what they say. And that's how you have to look at it. A lot of their actions will speak very contrary to the words coming out of their mouth. What's that saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. Actions speak louder than words. Okay? I don't fully believe in that statement. However, it's also true, because you'll see a certain behavior from your SP, but then all of a sudden they'll verbalize the opposite. And then that's when you have to be an adult and be like, no. You don't need to tell them this. But in your mind, you're like, absolutely not. Because your actions speak very different to the words coming out your fucking mouth right now. So obviously this is feedback. This is my self-reflection. This is something that I'm going wrong. So that's fine. That's fine. But I'm going to hold on to the fact that your actions, in my mind, your actions, if it benefits you, of course, then your actions now speak way louder than their words. Because then you're like, oh no, you're showing me, you're saying one thing, but your actions are showing me the opposite because it benefits you, right? And then you're like, I'm going to choose to discount your words and I'm only going to focus on your actions and go and make my opinion based on that. Okay? Same as the opposite. If their actions are showing the opposite of their words, but their words are sweet and loving, then fuck their actions and take their words. Okay, same thing. But whatever benefits you. But what if he said, did I not say this? It's always a thing. What if he said that he needs to think about our relationship, but he still called me babe? Oh yeah, okay. Rose. We'll call you Rose. This is exactly what I was just talking about. And the fact that he says he needs to think about your relationship. Okay, first of all, let me tell you why he said that. The reason he said he needs to think about your relationship is because you are unsure of this relationship. Not that you're not unsure that you want a relationship with your SP, but you're unsure of the direction of this relationship. You're unsure of what he wants out of this relationship, or if he wants to be in a relationship with you. So because you're not sure in your mind, that's why he said what he said. Okay, that's nothing but a feedback loop. That's all, everything is nothing but feedback. Okay, so now he said that. So great. This is what I was talking about. This is where you leverage and say, oh, he needs to think about a relationship. Well, let me go ahead and help him figure out what he's thinking in your mind, right? Sometimes that you guys have to understand, sometimes them saying that they need to think about your relationship, sometimes that can benefit you and work in your favor. Because if you'll be like, okay, don't be like, take all the time that you need. You don't need to say that, but be like, okay, I understand. That's all she wrote. I don't need to convince you otherwise. Because when you try to convince them otherwise, then it's like forcing them to make a decision right now. Because you're forcing the 3D. You're forcing the 3D. So if you want them to make a decision right now, they literally just told you they need to think about your relationship. So what answer do you think they're going to give you? Not the one you want to hear. Not at all. Because you're trying to force them to make a decision now. Instead, you should leverage the fact that they need time to think. Good. Because now I'm going to go in my mind palace and I'm going to control your thoughts about it. Yes, I'm going to assume what you're thinking. All he can think about is how much he wants to be with me. Like all he thinks about is how happy we are together. Like he's actually right now, he's completely miserable without me. He misses me every second we're apart. He's missing me. And all he can think about is how perfect our relationship is and how perfect I am. There you go. There's your inner conversations, your entire inner conversations, all the way while he's busy thinking about your relationship. You're going to help him along. And your entire inner conversations are not going to be wondering what his decision will be because you control his decision. Okay? So you don't need to wonder. Instead, you go in your little mind palace, focus on your inner conversations, all about how he's had a come to Jesus moment about how perfect you guys are. Control the inner conversation there and then know the outcome. Okay, because if you control the inner conversation there, he will start to repeat back to you things that you've said in your inner conversations about him needing to think about your relationship. No, kitty cat. It does not. Affirming that they miss you, it's okay. I have that in my story. Every second we're apart, he misses me even more. Okay, that's in my description of him. But that's not coming from lack because you miss your husband. If your husband goes on a business trip, it doesn't mean you're not together, right? You miss him. Okay, if you go out of town, you don't miss your boyfriend or girlfriend. If you're in a long distance relationship, you don't miss them because you don't get to see them every second of the day. if you're in a relationship but you don't live together. So you see each other every 3-4 days. You don't miss your SP when, you know what I'm saying? It's not implying that you're not with your SP. It's implying that they miss you. Yeah, of course they do, because you're not together at this current second, like not physically together. These fucking puzzle pieces. There we go, Miss Puzzle Piece. So does that make sense? So saying that they miss you does not go against and does not imply lack, because you would miss your husband. You would miss your boyfriend if you guys didn't see each other, or you didn't live together and you only saw each other, every on the weekends. You would miss them during the week. When you're married and you're at work all day long, you may miss your husband while you're at work. That's fucking natural. That does not imply you're not together. It's a natural it's a natural thing to say, like, you'll miss them, or I miss you, right? That's like a thing that couples will say if they're apart. Yeah, Haley, I don't think your grandma's coming back from the ashes. Baby gorilla. Okay, I was wondering where you're going with that. You said, doesn't that mean circumstances do matter? I mean, there's a lot more to circumstances than just the ground. Okay. So it's like, I guess if you want to look at it that way, then yes, then circumstances in that case do matter, because there's a lot more to it than just the ground. Okay. Like rotting flesh, like there's all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, a lot of times there's other things that are being done to the deceased, like embalming, like all of these different things. Sometimes if they're an organ donor, well, now the organs are missing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole lot more to it than just that. But I mean, it's kind of like, I want to go ahead and manifest Cleopatra coming back. I mean, I guess if you believe in The Mummy, the movie, then that's possible, right? But it's not realistic. I don't ever want someone, if somebody's going to ask my opinion, I'm never going to give them what I would deem as unrealistic advice, because I don't want someone to focus all this time in manifesting somebody back from the ground, from 6 feet under, for them to just feel disappointed at the end of the day if that doesn't work, right? It's kind of like saying, you know what, I want to manifest dinosaurs to come back. But when that happens, I will come publicly. I'll go on TV, I'll go on all the news stations, and I'll make a public apology if the dinosaurs start roaming again. You know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff, it's not realistic. It's not realistic to assume that, like time traveling. You know what I'm saying? Can you chop into another reality? Sure. But you're not going to wake up in Jurassic Park one fucking day. You're not going to wake up in biblical times. I mean, you can in your mind, but that's it. That's it. At least to my knowledge. That Back to the Future is not a thing. Or Hot Tub Time Machine. Anybody else find that movie? I could watch it once. That movie is ridiculous. But funny at the same time. Oddly funny. You know what movie I thought was hilarious? Borat. I thought Borat was freaking funny. But then again, I don't watch certain shows like Beavis and Butthead. I've never been a fan of, but their movie was hilarious. South Park, never been a fan of South Park. I think their show is stupid, but their movie, hilarious. Hey, NYC girlfriend. They'd randomly miss you if you guys were still in a relationship. Yeah, exactly. How do you manifest multiple SPs? Well, Ness, I mean, you can ask Ren. Ren has 5 SPs now. I'm just kidding. But you can manifest multiple SPs by getting clear on what it is that you want out of an SP. Okay. So what is it that you want out of an SP? And then you would affirm like a blanketed affirmation, right? It's like, not really. You could be like, he, if you're into guys, you could be like, he is so obsessed with me. Well, you will notice other people because, like, well, let's say you ran into a guy and you're like, dude, he's so fucking obsessed with me. He will be obsessed with you. Okay. But if you wanted just to manifest like multiple regular SPs, you just need to get clear on the qualities that your SP would possess. And then whoever conforms will conform. Okay. So a lot of times you'll have guys that it'll be like, it could be an ex, it could be a friend of yours, it could be a coworker, it could be anybody, it could be somebody on your social media. It could be anybody that all of a sudden they will start conforming, and you'll know because they'll start to conform. They'll start to all of a sudden compliment you all the fucking time. Like, do this, that, and the third. And that's because your descriptions of your SPs, if you don't know them, like if it's not like an ex of yours, then you don't really have bad history. So you'll notice that some of your guy friends may very well be conforming. An ex-boyfriend of yours may very well conform as well because you didn't have a tumultuous breakup with that person, right? So it's the same principle whether you manifest a single SP or you want to manifest multiple SPs. It's no different. It's no different at all. It just depends on what you want, because you will see multiple people. You could very well see multiple people conforming. It doesn't matter. I could have whoever I want. Whoever I want wants me even more. Everybody loves me. Everyone's obsessed with me. Be careful with that. You don't want to manifest some stalkers. Unless he's hot. Unless he's hot. I had a guy who stalked me when I worked at the gym. He would come in on my days off with, this is back when newspapers were a real thing. And he'd come in on my days off with like the classified ads, and he would swear, like, you know, the call girl classified ads, and he would swear that that was me. And like it was very bizarre. He'd always try and hang out with me, and we were there, like, and he was creepy, like to the point when he called, I thought it was a prank call, and I thought it was a joke, and I hung up on him until he walked in, and I was like, oh, it's a real person. Anyway, he would constantly do that where my coworkers were like, he's obsessed with you. So they would literally walk me to my car every day thinking that he was going to pop out the bushes. Man, Flashy. Well, but Flashy, then again, yesterday, what did you say yesterday? See, we have to understand that there's so many things that you'll say one fucking time and it'll push out. Flashy, do you remember what you said on our coaching call yesterday? When I was talking about checking to make sure that your self-concept when it comes to your SP, your husband, what did you say? And then all of a sudden, a guy who has worked for you for 20 years has never drunk text for a booty call. Then somebody else comes and wants to compliment you, right? All of these things have been happening. And you made a comment yesterday. And now all of a sudden it's pushing out. See how quickly that worked? Like, yeah. Today's Monday. Okay, so in less than 24 hours, it pushed out. Remember that. Remember that. Now do it on your SP. Hey, Rabu. Yes, Lisa, it is. It's today, period. It's, what up, it's manifest. Found out gutter trash. Oh, Viking Mama. You messaged me today, Viking Mama. Where the fuck have you been? Found out gutter trash is leading a, oh, this is what you messaged me today. Found out gutter trash is leading a big retreat a mile from my house. I'm comparing myself to her, feeling a lot. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Viking Mama. You have to stop doing that. So what if she's hosting a big retreat a mile from your fucking house? So who cares? Who cares? In fact, her business is doing nothing but struggling. Yeah. No one likes her. No one likes her. Not even her clients. No one implies exactly that. No one. No one likes her. In fact, her business is tanking. Yeah. She's going out of business. Her business is significantly struggling. That's what you need to do. You need to see yourself as better than her. As better than her. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Who cares if she's having a big retreat a mile from your house? Who cares? You understand that a lot of people can be very successful and have an awful relationship. And have a very awful relationship. So what? So what? You need to right now, Viking Mama, remind yourself, look, bitch, I want you to take a look at your name. Do you think a Viking is going to let gutter trash compete with her? No. Do you know who would win in that scenario? A Viking. Vikings fight. That's what they do. I've seen the movie. I've seen Game of Thrones, bitch. And my favorite football team are the Vikings. They fight. Vikings fight. So I want you to fight now. Pick your fucking chin up and fight. And remind yourself who the fuck had him first. You. You did. So who can you have again? Him. But you need to start seeing yourself that way. You need to remind yourself of all the things he told you, and you're not going to filter it. You need to right now remind yourself of all the things he fucking told you. All the things he told you throughout your relationship about how he felt about you. Because he didn't make, whatever you want to tell yourself, he didn't make that shit up. You understand, guys are the first people to not have to make shit up, right? You guys understand this. Guys will be the first person to be like, look, no, feelings are not mutual. They don't have a problem. They don't have a problem doing that. So if a guy tells you, I love you, I care about you, that's very much true for him. He's not lying to you. Okay, so you need to pick yourself up. You need to now pick yourself up, and you need to channel what the fuck your TikTok name says, bitch. Do you understand? All right, it's manifest. What you got here? Been doing your technique, and SP wore the same color shirt of my bedroom LED lights. Good. Now, hopefully you have learned, it's manifest, that you're in control. So get in control. Okay? Just like you can get somebody to wear a certain color shirt, tells you that you can get them to do anything you want. You know that, right? All of you should know that. All of you should affirm that for anybody. Pick someone at random that you know. And tell yourself, you don't have to affirm this shit away, okay? You can literally say it a couple times that this person is going to wear a certain color shirt. Say that to yourself and keep it pushing. You know why? Because you have no resistance to that. You really don't give a shit if they wear it or not. Okay, so you don't have any resistance to that. So because of that, they're going to wear that color shirt very quickly. So if you can get someone to wear a whole color shirt, what makes you think you can't tell them? What makes you think you don't control their thoughts? It's not a coincidence. Because I know some of you guys be like, it's a coincidence. NYC, probably not. I mean, I'll probably yell at you anyway. I'm just kidding, bitch. What's up, Elena? Yeah, I prefer the beast too. Yeah, Jacques, yes. I was recommended a social media page where the girl met someone and now engaged within 5 months. See, look at that, Andy. Look at all this movement you're seeing towards your manifestation. Yeah, Lisa, I know it does blow your mind when you hear stories of SPs doing a 180, but you have to remember I love what my client said when her SP did a complete 180 very quickly. And she always said, she goes, it's weird. They're like robots. I said, yes, they are. And all you have to do is give them the right program. That's it. And persist and persist in only that version. And they will turn right back around over and over and over again, like a fucking teacup. You're in control of that. Yeah, Shanzi, that's true for a lot of people. That should be an epiphany moment for a lot of people, should I say? You know, where it made you, she said, manifesting made me realize how negative I think of myself and anticipate the negative. That's very true. That's very true. It should make you realize that. You guys should be having a whole lot of epiphany moments during your manifesting journey and be like, yeah, we do hope for the best and expect the worst. We do anticipate the negative to try and protect ourselves, to try and protect our feelings when it doesn't protect your feelings at all. It doesn't make you fucking feel good when you get the negative shit, right? But we'll be like, well, see, I told you it may or may not work out, so you sabotage yourself from the beginning? What kind of stupid shit is that? And it's really easy for us to think about it's easy for us to tear ourselves down, to compare ourselves to others. Women do this a lot more than men do, in my opinion. And of course, this is an assumption of mine. But women tend to be so judgmental of ourselves. We tend to we take everything personal, okay? We take everything personal and we're so judgmental of our own selves. We are constantly comparing ourselves to other people and so forth. And we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that at all. You know, there's that saying that you outbeat what? Millions of fucking sperm to get here. Sorry, I was just thinking, oh yes, Jasmine, I'm so sorry. I will do that today. I was just thinking about, I have no filter with my daughter, and thank God I never told her that when she was wanting to learn how to swim. And she wanted to quit. And I was like, what are you talking about? You're working with an Olympic swimmer, aka swim coach. But she's a beast in the pool. Oh. All right, Haley. All right, girl. What up, Donnie? You are mine already. What's up? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I fall behind. I ramble. Okay, so he is asking me out. I need to say he has invited me out in past tense, right? Anna Maria, not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can say that. Okay. It cannot be future tense. The only thing cannot be future tense. Okay. But if anything, I'd be like, he's asking me out right now. Okay. Your inner conversations, though, need to be as if he's already asked you out. Like, you need to get excited as if he's already asked you out. Does that make sense? And no, you're not contradicting yourself because, again, your subconscious mind does not have the ability to form an opinion or decide. So if you were to sit there and be like, he's asking me out right now, he's going to ask me out right now, he's asking me out right now. But then in your mind, you had an inner conversation with your inner bestie and were like, fuck yeah, he totally just asked me out on a date tonight. He totally just asked me to go on a date with him right now. Like, I love this for me. I'm so excited. Your subconscious mind isn't going to be like, excuse me, I don't think so. You're affirming that that he's asking you out right now, but you're having a whole inner conversation as if he's already asked you out. So I don't think that's incongruent. That's incongruent. So that must not be true. No, your subconscious mind isn't going to do that. Okay, your subconscious mind's going to say yes to it all. Well, you must be right. You must be right. But I think if you you are mine already. I already know my SP is so in love with me. Okay. So this is where we need to be honest with ourselves. Okay? Is if you're going to say you already know that your SP is so in love with you, then I'm assuming that you have movement in your 3D. If you don't, it could be a couple things. One, because you're living in the end, like a lot of people tell you, live in the end of marriage, even though you're in no contact. Okay. So that's typically why you won't see movement. Two, you're not affirming for movement. Okay. So some of your affirmations will be like, he is so in love with me. 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 That's not backed by an action. Okay. So it's like, instead, it needs to be like, he is so in love with me. He'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. He is so in love with me. He's constantly spending time with me. Okay. He is so in love with me. He's begging for me to take him back. Right. See what I'm saying? So it's backed with a movement, with an action, because somebody can be so in love with you and never talk to you ever again. Okay. So we need to make sure that if you're ever saying love, that it's backed by an action. Okay, Haley said, so like your subconscious changes your reality. Yes. Shows you things in your reality you create. Yes. Yes, but we're not going to get all technical with the shit, okay? So there are certain things that you're obviously aware of in your reality. So you did not create, unless you are a woodsmith, you did not create the fucking chair you're sitting on right now. But that doesn't mean it's not in your reality, right? And everything else. However, your subconscious mind changes your reality based on what your focus is, right? So you're not over here thinking about how you want a tree to appear in the front of your house all fucking day long. You know what I'm saying? But when you're thinking about money, yes, your reality is creating the financial, your finances are 100% based on your subconscious mind and the thoughts that you tell yourself. Same with your career, same with your health, same with your family, same with the people in your life, same with, your SP, all of those things, your body, your physical appearance, all of those things you're in control of. Okay. And those are all and that in your reality shows up based on your thoughts. But it's not to say that the car is created. You manifested your car. Okay. Things like that. It's all based on you. Okay. And whatever you're thinking about is what you're bringing about, other than like dinosaurs and shit. But again, here's the thing with that is you could be focused on dinosaurs, right? And you'll see a dinosaur, but it's not going to be fucking T-Rex, from like literally a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. But you'll be like scrolling on social media and you'll see a fucking dinosaur, right? Maybe you're watching TV and there's a dinosaur in the commercial, or you see it, you notice a comment and somebody put a dinosaur emoji. See what I'm saying? So yes, that's what you're curating, but you're not curating a dinosaur to drop on your porch. Unless it's like a stuffy. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. So yeah, your subconscious mind changes your reality based on your thoughts, the ones that you're in control of. But you're not going to sit here and think that Mexico doesn't exist and then all of a sudden the country goes away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but maybe that's possible. It's not fucking possible, because how many times have they been saying California's gonna be a whole ass island? They've been saying that shit for years, decades actually. They've been saying that forever. On top of that, how many people panicked December 31st, 1999? Do you remember that shit? December 31st, 1999. How many people panicked thinking, oh, the technology is going to boom, like it's going to stop working because it's 2000. And then you woke up the next day feeling stupider than shit because it's just another day. Technology's still here. Like, right? And then like the Mayan calendar was a big ass thing. People were buying water like it's going out of style at the grocery store because God forbid we might have an apocalyptic boom. And then the next day, everything was fucking normal. But how many people thought that way, right? So you're in control of certain things that your subconscious mind changes your reality. But mainly it's people and things in your reality that you're in the areas of life that you're focused on. Okay, it's not like you're going to think about a house and it's going to drop from the sky. I mean, that'd be cool. So did that make sense? So like if you're focusing on like how you're living paycheck to paycheck and that's your inner conversations, right? I just can't save money. I just can't save money. Like money's really tight right now. Finances are really tight. Business is really slow. All of these things, if that's your focus point, then that is all going to be 100% true for you. Okay. Versus someone else has the mentality that I have plenty of money. This world is full of abundance, right? It's completely full of abundance. Like making money is so easy for me. They actually work far less than you, make far more money than you. Look at influencers. Influencers don't do shit, but make stupid little fucking videos that make no damn sense in any sense of that word. But yet have millions and millions of followers because they believe they're the best thing since sliced bread. And their life is insanely entertaining and everybody loves to watch them and they just think that they're the best. Everyone loves them. Therefore, they're influencers. You don't even want to know how much influencers get paid. It's sick. I had no idea until I watched one show and she was murdered by her boyfriend. But all her friends were influencers. And they were saying an influencer on a bad influencer makes $750,000 a year. A bad influencer. A good influencer, millions, several millions of dollars a year. We're in the wrong industry, bitches. We're in the wrong industry. We need to go and just live our best fucking life. But this is why people can have the same situation, yet two totally different outcomes because it's all based on their thoughts. They're curating. I don't know why I have such needy energy today with SP because SP changed it up today and then blamed me. Okay, well. Look, welcome to Mo and Brandy. We'll combine both you bitches. Okay. The only reason why you're getting this back and forth, hot and cold, is because you are reacting to everything they do or don't do. And typically it's easy. Like I keep telling you and everybody else the same thing. It's really easy for you to see good in people when everything's great, right? When everything's great, you do nothing but rave about them. You're super excited, you're happy, and everything is great. Then all of a sudden, but like, I think Miss Shanzi said that or somebody, but then all of a sudden you end up, it's like things are great, but you're waiting for the bomb to drop. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't say that. You're waiting for the ball to drop. Okay. And so it's like, things are good, things are good, things are good. And I'm sitting there waiting. Okay, when things are about to turn left, things are about to turn left. I'm just waiting for old version of my SP to show back up. Because of old story. It's old patterns. So Brandy, it's not necessarily the old story playing out. It's old patterns that are being recreated over and over and over again. All right, you're recreating patterns, both of you guys, over and over and over again, because this is why you get hot and cold behavior. This is always why you get hot and cold behavior, because when things are hot, things are great, but you're sitting there waiting for the cold. You're like anticipating and expecting this to somehow go left. And so this is where you end up sabotaging your own relationships, because you're just waiting for them to fuck it up. You're waiting for them to go back to the old, because this is a pattern, right? These are patterns. You're like, okay, everything's been good, but this is how things always are, until all of a sudden he pulls back. Till all of a sudden he gets an attitude. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Because of patterns from your past. So all you keep doing is recreating all the shit you don't want. Because you're not breaking the patterns. You're not persisting in the perfect version of your SP. Because again, it's real easy to see the perfect version of your SP when everything is fucking great. But can you still see the perfect version of your SP when things are not? When they're sitting there doing the opposite. When they're telling you, when they give you an attitude. When they are sitting next to you on the couch, but they're on their phone the whole time. Can you still see perfect boyfriend? That's where the growth happens. Okay? It's naive to think, because why do we do that? Because again, us ladies like to take everything personal. Okay, we internalize, we take everything in, and we make it all personal. We take offense to everything that they do or don't do, and it becomes personal. And so you're selecting that version over and over and over again. They said something, and you're listening to what they're saying, like, he blamed me. Okay. No, he never blames me for shit. No, he's so perfect. Oh my God. He is so in love with me. He is so in love with me. He does nothing but talk. A lot of you guys who are in contact with your SP, a lot of you guys need to tell yourself that in the description of your SP is, he is the sweetest man to me. Like, he is constantly saying the nicest things to me. He only has nice things to say to me. Like, he never gets an attitude with me. Like, he's always happy when we talk. His messages are nothing but loving and sweet. Most of you guys need to put that in your description of your SPs, because this is a big part of your problem, because you're not seeing them like that 24/7. You're seeing them like that when everything is good. Then all of a sudden they pull back a little bit. All of a sudden they go from, they say something you don't like, or they do something that you don't like. And now here you are, all in your fucking thoughts, selecting old version all over again. Instead of looking at them on their phone while they're sitting next to you on the couch, or, you having a conversation, them not really responding very much, and you in your mind being like, he fucking is so in love with me. He's so sweet. Like, we have the best relationship. That's where the discipline comes into play. Because you haven't been doing that up until now. Up until now, all you've ever done is react verbally, in your mind, in your thoughts. You've chosen the version of your SP based on their performance of the day. Okay? It's literally like that. It's like a job. It's like they're on an interview, and you're going to give them a performance-based review every single day. And that's the version of your SP that I'm going to select. I'm selecting this version because that's how he's acting right now. I'm selecting this version because that's how they're acting right now. You can't do that. You can't do that because you've been doing that, which is why you're getting inconsistencies. So we're going to stop doing that. Do you understand? How do you choose the thoughts they get? Well, Haley, a large part of this Yeah, affirmations is thought transmission. Okay. Because they're going to get the idea to text you, to call you, to come and spend time with you, to do all that stuff, right? But your inner conversations also are their thoughts. If it has to do with them, okay? Like, you're not going to have like an inner conversation about money and then all of a sudden that impacts your relationship with your SP. Because all of a sudden they're hearing your thoughts about money. Like, that's not necessarily how it works. Okay. But your affirmations are thought transmission. The photo method is very much a thought transmission. Okay. Because you're over here saying this, right? You're saying, you're focusing on what you want and you're talking to them. Okay. So they're hearing your thoughts. Whenever it has anything to do with your SP, they're hearing your thoughts. So when you want to bitch about them, they're not hearing you bitch about them, but you're selecting the version of them that has to match what you're saying. Okay. And then if you're affirming, like he texts me good morning every single day. Like, he cannot imagine his life without me in it. Those start to become his thoughts. Yes. Your inner conversations, and then the photo method, which is why I like the photo method. You should be talking to your SP often in the photo method, talking to him about your day, how he feels, blah, 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 all those things. Age rig. Okay. A lot of people have this problem, so you are not alone. But how do you handle being left on red? Who gives a shit if you're left on red? Like, I was telling somebody this and they were like, that made a lot of, I mean, it's common fucking sense, but it made a lot of sense when I told this person this, because and hopefully it will make sense to you, and it isn't a big damn deal. All right. At some point in a conversation, someone is being left on red. Someone is being left on red. Unless you plan to talk 24/7 and no one fucking sleeps, someone is being left on red. Okay. On top of that, there could be numerous things that what I would tell myself, instead of looking at the negative about being left on red, I would choose to shift my focus to the positive, to say things, something like, you see that he's left on red. Yeah, he's just busy right now. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. Pause that. I just want to take the time and say this all to you guys. Happy 420, bitches. Today, it's 420. I'm going to have to text that to my boyfriend. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so when you're being left on red, you have to look at it like this. Like, okay, they're just busy, but they're going to text you back. He's texting me back right now, right? And your inner conversation shouldn't be on the negative, like, oh, so he's not even going to respond. Why isn't he responding? He hasn't responded in X amount of time. Instead, I just be like, any inner conversation should always be to boost your ego. And to be like, of course he read my message. He cannot wait to read my messages. He opens up my messages immediately. And he cannot wait to respond. Because there's a million different reasons why you've been left on red. Okay? One, maybe he forgot to press that send button. He wrote back to you and just forgot to press send. Okay? Two, maybe he happened to be, God forbid, somebody grabs their phone and the their screen lock isn't on, and they accidentally open your message. Okay? There's that part. I wish that I could mark. I can't open up people's messages unless I plan to respond. I wish there was a way for you, like an email for you to unread, but you can't do that. So you need to look at it differently, because if you focus on the negative, on being left on red, all you're going to do is extend the fucking time. Okay? So he could leave you on red for some people, they freak out about 15 fucking minutes, but it could be like a couple hours. But if you focus on the time where it's like, okay, now he hasn't responded, it's been like 6 hours. All you're going to do is create more time that he doesn't respond, because you're coming from lack. Okay? Your subconscious mind doesn't know he didn't respond. Okay, so it only knows what you tell yourself. So instead of looking at being left on red, you should be like, yeah, who gives a shit? Do you think I care? I could care less if my boyfriend reads my messages and doesn't reply. I could care less. I leave him on unread sometimes. So none of us care. Neither one of us care. If he doesn't respond, I'll be like, oh, he's sleeping or he's playing video games. But he's contacting back. He always does. So we got to let that stupid little shit go, because this is about doing things differently. But don't worry. Don't worry. You're not the only one that has a problem with this. Somebody freaked out last week about being left on red for 15 fucking minutes. 15 minutes. But God forbid they got a job. God forbid they have something going on. Like a life. Why some neuroscience lady said people have free will and like you can't manifest SP back. Okie dokie. I don't know why the fuck that stupid lady is saying that. She sounds dumb. So whatever neuroscience lady you're listening to, I strongly suggest you unfollow, because she doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay? Because saying, like, you need to look at it this way, realistically and logically speaking, is she may as well say that you cannot. Goldilocks, yes and no. If you need to, Kamal can help you, but typically, yes. To answer your question, she said, is Linktree the only way to book anything with you? No, you could just go to my website. It's knockoutbabe.com, and everything should be there as well. It's how it sounds, knockoutbabe.com. But okie dokie, she doesn't know what she's talking about, because she may as well say you cannot manifest money, you cannot manifest business success, and you can't manifest a goddamn thing. That's what she may as well say. So what is she talking about? Because manifesting an SP is a person. Manifesting money, business success, all the things other than health and weight loss. Somebody has to get the idea, like manifesting a job. Somebody has to get the idea to hire you, right? If you're manifesting money, somebody or several people have to get the idea to give you money. Same with business success. If you're manifesting business success, hundreds of people, thousands of people have to get the idea to work with you, to buy from you. If you're manifesting being an influencer or growing a massive following on social media, several thousands of people, millions of people have to get the idea to follow you. So what the fuck is she talking about? What is she talking about? She doesn't know what she's talking about. And I would challenge her of that. I'd say, well, then I guess how is it possible? See, this is where I don't want to know who she is, because I will challenge her ass all day long and make her look stupid as fuck on her own ass channel. And say, well, I'm curious, if you say that, then what are your thoughts about manifesting a job? Because doesn't someone have to get the idea to hire me? And then what about business success too? Can I not manifest business success? Because don't hundreds of people, thousands of people have to get the idea to buy from me? Yeah, she's going to look stupid as fuck. She doesn't know what she's talking about. This is the kind of shit that pisses me off, that bugs me, because that's ignorance talking. That's ignorance talking. Okay, free will. You have free will in your reality. Okay? In my opinion, I've changed my opinion because free will has been distorted over time. Okay. Everyone has free will, but you're controlling your thoughts that's being pushed into their thoughts. So it's even though, yeah, they have free will, it's their idea to do what you're wanting them to do. That's it. That's all. So that bitch, she doesn't know she doesn't know what the hell she's fucking talking about. People are so stupid. People are so stupid, and they should get off the internet. Is it right that subconscious mind cannot see, read, write? So if I receive a mail from anybody. Yes, Anna Maria, that is 100% correct. That is 100% correct. They cannot see. Your subconscious mind cannot see a damn thing. It only knows what you tell yourself. So if you tell yourself, that's where I was telling everybody today, is I want every ping that comes through that goddamn phone from this point forward, every ping is your SP texting you. Every time. Every time. That is what you're going to tell yourself. I don't give a crap if it's a coworker, if it's your mom, if it's your bestie, if it's your kid. I don't give a shit. No. Every ping, every notification alert is your SP contacting you. Ooh, he just contacted me again. Oh my God. My boyfriend totally just messaged me again. Oh God, he's blowing up my phone. Jesus. He can't stop messaging me and get excited about it as if that is very true. As if you would be excited if your SP contacted you right now. If you'd be excited about it, well, that's exactly the same energy you're going to put into every ping that comes across your phone. Because trust me, we get a shit ton of notifications. I don't give a crap. I don't care if you got somebody. I don't care if you got a little text from Sheen. Yeah, let me tell you. They be spamming the text. But I can't be a hater because every time they do that, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to buy stuff on Sheen. But I don't care if Walmart sends you a text. Nope, that's your SP. That is your SP. Get excited. Okay, hold the questions because we're gonna do the photo method and the energy cord cutting. What up, Pookie Dookie? Some of your guys' names, I love it. The computer crash, though, let me tell you, I did not find highly entertaining at all a couple years ago because I was literally boarding a plane when that shit happened. But let's talk manifestation real quick because I just thought about this. Okay, so let's think from did I manifest the internet crash? No. However, I had just started dating my boyfriend. Okay, I had just started dating my boyfriend. And I had this 10-day vacation planned. Me, my daughter, and my mom, which my mom will not be going on vacations with me anymore. But anyway, I had this 10-day vacation plan with me and my family. And so, but I had just started dating my boyfriend. And I didn't want to go. I was like, in my mind, I was just like, and I even told him, I was like, I don't want to be away from you for that long. Like, cause you're like in the, like it's the beginning, everything's like, you want to spend all your time together. Right. And I was like, in my mind, I was just like, I don't really want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to be away from him for that long. And so, he took us to the airport. I didn't obsessively think about how I didn't want to go. I had just thrown that out there and was thinking about it. I didn't want to go. He took us to the airport, dropped us off. That's when he met my dad for the first time. And my mom. But anyway, then the internet crash happened. Halfway through boarding our flight. If we would have left an hour earlier, like we were supposed to, we'd have been in the fucking air. We'd have been fine. But no. First of all, let me tell you how this entire vacation went real quick so you guys can see what led up to this. Is first, my daughter, she's had the same water bottle forever. Okay? Well, not forever. We get 2 a year. Anyway. Everyone knows the rules when you go through TSA. No liquids. Duh. Well, for some reason, my daughter had her water bottle full of water. And she didn't close the lid all the way. So we're getting out of the car, and what happens to her fucking water bottle? It's pouring all in her backpack. Where, her iPad is, her iPhone, all of those things. So now her shit's all wet. So now we have to go to the bathroom, get all the things out of her backpack. I have to wrap it up and put it in my backpack, which is already full of crap, right? So already not off to a good start. Not off to a good start at all. Plus, my dad, it's fucking stupid. My boyfriend went to go, my dad had never met him yet. And my boyfriend was taking us to the airport. So my boyfriend went to go get our luggage for my dad. And somehow my dad thought he was the Uber driver. And so he gave him an attitude. So it was already uncomfortable. And I don't ever like leaving on a bad note. You know what I'm saying? And so it was already like this sense of awkwardness because of his encounter with my parents. And so I called him when we were through TSA, getting a feel of the situation. And I was like, are we okay? He's like, no, we're fine. We'll just talk when you get home. And now I'm like, I really don't want to go. Like, what? I don't even know what's going on. This is before I was consciously manifesting. But I was like, oh, now I really don't want to go. I don't want to go be away from him for 10 days. And we just had this thing. Then the internet crashed. Like I said, if we would have left on time, we would have been in the air. But no, we didn't leave on time. And we were halfway through boarding a flight. Now I couldn't go on my vacation. Then we have a local airport. So we were trying to get to airline tickets there. Sure, we could get airline tickets there. But then they were like, you have a stop in Houston. I'm like, well, what happens when we get to Houston? I checked our connector. All of a sudden, that flight's canceled. I said, why on earth would we fly to Houston? And then what are we supposed to do when we get to Houston? Well, we can get you on a flight to Orlando 3 days later. What the fuck are we supposed to do in Houston? No offense, Houston, but what are we supposed to do in Houston for 3 days? I was like, then what? Because if you don't check into your hotel within 24 hours of your arrival, they give it away. So then what? Now we're going to get there and have no hotel? I was like, this is not making sense. On top of that, I do not like going to amusement parks back to back. I always need a down day in between. And so I was like, then what? Now we're going to go. Now we lost half our vacation time just trying to get our ass there. Then what? We're going to go to amusement parks back to back to back? No, thank you. And then we tried our local airport. No. And it was like all these flights kept getting canceled and delayed. And I was like, this is just all kinds of bad. We're not going. All of that happened all because a couple times I said I didn't want to go. And I didn't go. So be careful what you're out there saying. I mean, that benefited me, to be quite frank. But yeah, I thought about that because I was like, oh shit, I said that. And then it happened. What should I do when my ex left me for someone and doesn't want me back, but talks to me like a friend? Well, Jessica, you can choose to accept you can choose to accept what he said, that he doesn't want you back. Or you can choose to not accept that shit and be like, no, fuck you. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't think so. He absolutely wants to be with me and only me. He doesn't want to be with anybody but me. I'm all he wants. All he wants. You need to tell a different fucking story. You need to tell a different story and not listen to the words coming out of his mouth. You can manifest a lot of things about action. So how do the photo method exactly want to picture then? Can you speak out? Okay, yes, we're gonna do the photo method. All right, let's get busy. Amina? Yeah, there you go, son. Activate more notifications. It's like ping, 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 ping. I need different, very unique sounds to my notifications, because to me they all somewhat sound the same. Oh, I sound aggressive if I assumed and acted to be a girlfriend for my SP, even if no, Josie, you 1000% should. Okay, you need to do that. So you're not sounding aggressive if you assumed and acted like you were his girlfriend, because even if he has not asked you, because if you're waiting, this is where most people make the mistake. If you are waiting for him to ask you, that means you are not sure if he wants to be in a relationship with you, which means you'll be waiting a very long time for him to ask you. But if you started, this is exactly what I did twice. If you started assuming and acting as if you were his girlfriend, he must assume the same. Thought transmission. He must assume the same. So all of a sudden he's talking about you as he'll start referring to you as his girlfriend, or start talking about your relationship as if you've been in one. All of those things because you assumed relationship. He must assume the same. Rhea, can you manifest an SP back even if he's married to someone else? Yes, you can. People are people. There's no difference. Circumstances are circumstances. Circumstances are only what you make of them. If you decide to be in a circumstance, then, or you decide that the circumstance does matter, then you're going to be right, regardless. Ooh, Ada sister, you lied about your age on TikTok. I only say that because I think I have the control here that you have to be 18 or older. Don't worry, my lips are sealed, bitch. My lips are sealed. But if you broke up with your boyfriend a month ago and you don't know how to move on, you're the one that broke up with him. So you have to ask yourself, why did you break up with him? Do you want them back? Like, do you want your boyfriend back? Because if you do, you can manifest him back. Or do you not want him back and you want to move on? You can move on by, well, they always say the quickest way to move on is to find somebody else. So you can either recreate your SP now and have him conform, or you can find somebody else. You can sit there and get clear on the qualities of an SP that you want, the qualities you want in a boyfriend. How do you want him to be for you? How do you want to treat you, make you feel, all the things, even if you care about how he looks. You can get very clear on that, and then he will turn around, then you will manifest exactly that, you'll manifest that person for you. So all of a sudden somebody could be a friend, could be a friend, could be somebody at your school. It could just be anybody where all of a sudden you'll know if it's your perfect person, because he will start to check all the boxes in your description. But you get clear on that, because then it's easy to move on when you get somebody new. What the fuck? Sexy Summer, what are you talking about? I accidentally manifested breaking my nose when I said, why am I so wealthy? Huh? I mean, if you want to make the correlation between breaking your nose to why are you so wealthy? Andy, yes, I do believe in birds before land. Well, yes, I believe in birds before land, but I don't think that you should create the assumption that if you don't see birds before land, your manifestation ain't coming. Okay, because that's not going to benefit you at all. Okay, but that's where you leverage. So you say, okay, so birds before land, in case you guys don't know, birds before land is signs and synchronicities that your manifestation is coming, that it's here. Okay. But no one can tell you what a fucking sign is. No one can tell you what a sign is. Okay. So it's like, there's no proof that 111, 222, 444, 888, 666, 333. There's no proof that all of those, like, if that's that, like, why is that a sign? Why is it 1, 2, 3, 4 sign? Who the fuck decided that shit? Spiritual advisors. Okay, people that wanted to make a name for themselves. But that's where you leverage and say, okay, birds before land, that's real. So that means that if I see signs that my manifestation's here, it's coming. So then everything is a goddamn fucking sign. Everything is a sign. Every time I see a bird, that means my man is coming to see me. Yeah, he's coming to see me. Every time I hear a ping on my phone, that's because my man is texting me. Right? Every time I see a flower outside, every time I see a fucking cloud, that's because my SP is thinking about me. Right? There's no right or wrong sign. So it's like you can literally When I was manifesting my SP, everything was a sign. Every fucking thing was a sign. Everything was a sign. Okay, I have a couple people in now on that watch my lives that have my boyfriend's name. To me, that's a sign. Because TikTok, when you're alive, doesn't necessarily show you everyone who. It doesn't necessarily show you everyone who's joining your TikTok lives necessarily, but for some reason, it keeps showing me his name. Okay, and I don't know. IDK. What does acting like every ping on your phone is a text from your SP? I started this whole thing with this. Okay. 1,000%. Angel numbers can be a sign. Anything can be a sign. Anything at all can be a complete sign to you. There's no right or wrong sign. So when I would see a bird, I don't remember the meaning I would give it, but give it a meaning though. Okay. So it's like you see angel numbers. It's not a sign. What is it a sign of? Okay. So like for me, I don't remember exactly what my meanings were to the T, but it would be something like if I saw one bird, we have these falcons that fly around here. I'd be like, if I would see one falcon, I'd be like, yeah, that's because he's thinking about me. Then if I would see two falcons together, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's because we're definitely getting together. We're definitely getting back together. Like, yeah, he'll do anything to be with me right now. Right? Anytime I would see a butterfly, I'd be like, yep, that's right. Yeah, he's totally thinking about me. He's coming to see me today. Right? So everything was a damn sign. Okay? But not only was everything a sign, I gave the signs a meaning. Okay? Because then the more you see them and you're like, yep, look at him. Look at that butterfly. And every time I would see two, it'd always be me and my man together. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that. That's just, but you give the sign a meaning. And yeah, get excited about it. Get excited about it because it's like, fuck yeah. So my sign today, it's all I need to know, bitch. Yeah. I would smile every time I'd see the signs. Get excited. Get excited about your manifestation because you don't need a sign. You don't need to get it. You don't need the feeling for it to manifest, but it puts you in a different state. Okay. It gets you excited that it's here. I don't think when your boyfriend contacts you or comes to, or wants to be with you again, you're going to be like, that's cool. Are you? No, you're not. Rhea, what does it say about you if you're stalking gutter trash on social media? You're viewing her, you're not alone on this one, but you're viewing her as competition, as an obstacle and as competition. Somehow which is why we refer to third parties as gutter trash because you don't compete with gutter trash, right? But you tend to be stalking gutter trash on social media because it's like you want to see what they're doing because whatever they're doing, your SP must be doing, right? Or it's your way to see what SP's doing, but it doesn't benefit you. Or you want to see if SP is still with gutter trash. But it doesn't benefit you because you'll be looking at their profile and relatively it's a boring ass profile, right? They're just reposting shit and just doing stupid shit. But it becomes a habit and it becomes an addiction because it's like all of a sudden you're doing it several times a day without realizing it. Like you don't have anything else to do but do that. And so eventually you're going to see something you don't want to see. So you may as well just stay the hell off of it. But I wouldn't say it says anything about you personally other than that you need to not do that. Oh, okay, sexy summer. I wasn't sure where you were going with that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get a yeah, anyway, see, that's totally fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the cord cutting. Okay, we need to get that done because this lady got to pee. Okay, so there's 2 exercises that we do every time we're on here. Okay, every time we're on here, we do the cord cutting and then we back it up with the photo method. Okay, so the cord cutting is designed to release the energy. Both of these videos are pinned to my profile, or I'm sorry, on my profile. The one we're about to do right now for the energy cord cutting, there's a trilogy of videos where I'm wearing a red shirt. It's the first one of those videos. The second one is going to be the photo method. That is pinned to the top of my profile. That's pinned to the top of my profile, and it's got like 41,000 views on it. Okay? Yeah, Sherry, you will be much happier. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to cut that energy cord with your SP because if you're new here, what this does, no, you are not cutting your SP out of your life. What's up, Elle? But what it's doing is it's like when you first got with your SP, all you've been doing is wearing the same shirt. You never change the shirt. So what happens if you're wearing the same shirt throughout your ever since you've known your SP, right? It's getting a little stinky. Okay? It's getting a little stinky. So instead, we're going to clear that energy. We're going to cut that energy. So doesn't matter. Doesn't matter about third party being a witch. Fuck her. Because she can go witch herself to a whole nother fucking country. Hey, Raina. Okay, but when we clear the energy, what we're doing is washing your shirt. Okay, we're washing your shirt. You're doing it for nobody but you. Okay, because everybody you've ever came in contact with is attached to your energy. So we're cleansing that energy so that it's nice, fresh, vibrant, and new. Because that's what this is about, right? So the cool thing about cutting the cord is that you have to know, this is a fact, by the way. We're all attached by energy, okay? So when you cut the energy cord, your SP will think about you almost instantly. Okay. This time though, when they think about you, they're going to think about you differently. Okay. They're going to think about you differently. Where all of a sudden it's different. Okay. Okay. It's a very, very different feeling. Instead of it being still, when they think about you, they're like, I wonder how they're doing. Okay, I did this with somebody. I did this with an ex. I was not into manifesting, consciously creating. I did this. I hadn't spoken to him in over 8 years. He contacted me within 72 hours saying like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, please. Okay, so that's how this works. All right, so get somewhere comfy. It literally only takes a couple minutes. It only takes a couple minutes, my loves. Okay, so let's get like comfy, and I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take just 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to release all the tension. Just relax. Relax. Every breath that you take is relaxing you. And I want you to imagine that you're in an amphitheater. It's dark outside. You're alone in this amphitheater. You're sitting in a seat in the middle of this amphitheater. And in front of you, there's a giant stage. And on this stage, there's a single stage light that runs from the top of the stage down to the center of the stage. Top of the ceiling down to the center of the stage. I want you to shift your focus to that stage light. Now, as you stare into the light, you start to realize that you're not alone. In fact, you notice that off in the back of the stage, out of the light, you can see a dark, shadowy figure. And as you adjust your focus from the light to the shadowy figure, do it now, you start to realize that that shadowy figure is your SP. Now, I want you to say your SP's name, and I want you to ask him to step into the light. Do it now. And as your SP starts to step into the light, you start to notice his facial features, his physical features, and you also notice that there's a gold cord that runs from the center of your third eye directly into their third eye. Now I want you to ask your SP these two questions. And I want you to hear them respond. If you can hear their name, great. All right, if you can hear their voice, great. If you can't, it's not a big deal. I want you to ask your SP, do you support me? Hear them tell you, yes. Now ask your SP, do you love me? Also hear them tell you, yes. Now I want you to repeat these 4 phrases back to your SP. This time, you're not going to hear them respond, and that's okay. I want you to look at your SP in his eyes right now, and I want you to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now I want you to reach up with your hands as if it's a pair of scissors. And I want you to cut the gold cord that runs directly from your third eye. And as the gold cord starts to fall to the floor, I want you to grab with your other hand, grab the roots of that gold cord and just pull them out of your third eye and toss them aside. And as the gold cord continues to fall to the floor, your SP starts to float away like a giant balloon. And they get farther and farther and smaller and smaller and farther and farther and smaller and smaller and farther and farther and smaller and smaller and farther until they just disappear. Now take a deep breath in and out and slowly open your eyes. That's right, son. Every look in my eyes is a confession. Okay. Now, you're right. That is called Ho'oponopono. Okay, Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian tradition that's used, and I want you to look at it this way. You can do this. You should do this with anyone in your life. Okay, start with those that are closest to you, that are actively involved in your life right now, and then branch out from there. I would start with those negative fucking people in your life, energy vampires. Start with them because they're attached to your energy field, which is why sometimes you'll feel great. Other days you'll feel exhausted. Okay. This is why. So what we want to do, the reason we do that here is because you're not saying anything to them that it's reflecting on yourself. Okay. So it's like saying, I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I've held on to the old bullshit story for too long. And I haven't let it go. I've let it impact our relationship, and I'm sorry for that. Right? Please forgive me for selecting the version of you that I didn't want over and over and over again. Right? Thank you for forgiving me and accepting my apology, and I love you. Seal it with a kiss. Okay? All right, so now we're going to do the photo method. We're going to switch it up just a little bit. We're not switching up the photo method. Don't get your panties in a bunch. However, right now, I want you to close your eyes for just 1 second. And I want you to imagine right now, you don't have to visualize, okay? But I want you to just with your eyes closed, I want you just to imagine that your phone, you get a ping right now, a notification that you've gotten a text. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how would you feel right now if your SP texted you right now? Excited? Happy? Over the moon? Well, great. That is now who you are right now. That is who you are right now. That text just came through. That text just came through. They're waiting to text you right now. They are literally going to text you right now. I want you to get excited about it. I want you to get excited as if the text has already happened. Which is why I said every fucking notification you get on your phone is your SP texting you. So you get excited about it. You get excited as if it's already happened. Do that now, as if they've already texted you. Get yourself in that state of receiving the text. Now, let's go down memory lane for a hot little second. I want you to go back. Forget the version of your SP that was there 30 seconds ago. The version of your SP does not exist anymore. I want you to go back in memory lane to a time in your relationship where everything was perfect. I want you to remember who they were as a person for you back then. How did they treat you? How did they make you feel? How do they do all the things? What makes them so special? Why them? Remember that version of your SP right now. The one who constantly was giving you attention, chasing you, contact you constantly, always spending time with you, being in a relationship with you, worshiping the ground that you walked on, wanting to do anything that would make you happy, loving you. Remember that version of your SP right now. The one that you never had to wake up and wonder if you were going to hear from them today. You knew you would. You just knew you would. That is the only version of your SP that exists right now. There is no other version of your SP that exists. It's this one, your favorite person. And you're their favorite person. Enough time has gone by where they haven't talked to you, that you're all they think about. All they think about is wanting to talk to you right now, wanting to reach out to you right now, to call you, to tell you all the things that they've been wanting to tell you, all the things that you've been wanting to hear from them. They're standing by, holding their phone right now, just waiting to text you. Now, you're going to give them permission to do so. The only way you're going to give them permission to contact you is by knowing and channeling as if they were to have already contacted you. How would you feel about it? Get excited. Your inner conversations, tell yourself like, oh my God, he totally just texted me. Every time you get a text, my SP just texted me again. My boyfriend just totally texted me again. Like, Jesus, he's texted me all day. And get excited about it, just like you would if that was happening in real life. Do that now. Now, if you are new here, I want you to put on your crown. If you are not new here, I'm going to need you to straighten that shit. Because here we get what we want and we get it when we want it. We are the kings and the queens of our own reality. There's nobody above you in your own damn house. You are the boss. So you're going to channel your queen energy, your king energy, and you're going to do that now. Because when queens and kings give a command, do they ever question, wonder, doubt, worry, check if their command is going to be fulfilled? No. When a queen and king gives a command, they know. They don't need to check. They don't need to question, worry, doubt. They don't need to do any of that. They know and they expect for their command to be fulfilled because they're the queen. They're the king. And what they say goes. Well, that is now who you are in your reality. You have your perfect version of your SP. That perfect version of your SP is right here with you now, right now. I want you to get so fucking excited that your SP is texting you right now. Get excited that that text is coming, and it's coming now. They're waiting right now for you to tell them what to do. Give them permission to contact you. Now, you can say this out loud. I prefer to say it out loud if if you're alone, say it out loud with a little bit of backbone, a little bit of conviction. If you're not alone, say it in your mind. Don't look like a weirdo. Okay? So, we're doing the photo method, Shanzi. Okay? So, I want you right now to get excited because they're texting you now. They are getting ready. They're on their phones right now, creating their text, writing out the text and deleting it and writing it again and deleting it just so they can send you the right text. Know that. Believe it and accept it because it's happening right now. Now, you have your photos of your SP. Pull them out. If you are in no contact with your SP, or you're in contact, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to command your SP, you're going to tell them to contact you. You can say you're contacting me, texting me, calling me, doesn't matter. However they would naturally do it is exactly how they'll do it. So you're going to look at your SP's photo and you're going to tell them, you're texting me right now. You are texting me right now. You are texting me right now. Okay, you're going to do all this while I pause this live so I go to the bathroom and taste my soup. Okay. Now, if you're in consistent contact with your SP, you have options. You can say you're contacting me right now just to prove your power and have them contact you, or you can move to the next step and say, you're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. Okay. Now, if you're in any of the ships, relationship, friendship, situationship, any of the ships, then you can do whatever you want. You can tell them they're contacting you right now. They're coming to see you today. You can say, you're buying me flowers today. You're bringing me dinner tonight. You're cooking me dinner tonight. You're rubbing my feet tonight. You're going to give me a massage tonight. We're having sexy time tonight. Whatever you want. Okay? You have your crowns on. They're waiting. They've already written the message. All they're waiting to do is press send. You're going to let them press that send button right now. I want you to expect that text to come through any second. And I want you to get excited as if it's already happened. All right? Now, tell them what to do and expect them to contact you.